Okay, so for this video we're looking at this little top menu here. So we're in the group space and we're talking about customizing the features that you have on that group space. So these are the features up here. So if you want to change them from the defaults, just hit this little cog up here and go to the group settings, and that'll open up this group manager in another window. And you can turn off or turn on those features here. So as you can see, I've got my things like my blog, my bulletin enabled and such like. I've got my media disabled because I'm not planning to use that just yet. So I'm going to turn it on when I do plan to use it. Same with quizzes. So one little thing to be aware of here is you do need to make sure you update those settings. So for example, if I decided I'm ready to use my media, I would enable that and hit update settings. Okay, that's going to then update. So at the moment you can't see it on here because I need to refresh. So I'm going to hit refresh there. Okay, so you can see my refresh, or hit F5 to refresh that page. And as it reloads, you'll see it appear over here. He says, yes, there we go. So there's the media has appeared here. Now, one or two things to consider when you're doing that. First is, well, why take things off in the first place? Well, you want to have things up here that actually do something, because there's nothing worse than clicking on something, expecting some exciting media, and just getting nothing at all. So avoid having things on there that don't actually link to something. So that's the first thing. So that's why, in my case, I'm going to turn that media off because, like I said, I'm not ready to be using that just yet for this class. I'll turn it on when I do want to, but for now, it just creates a sort of a dead end. So I'm going to do that there. The second important point about those is to make sure you do have things enabled that you will use. So one important thing, for example, is Dropbox. If you don't have the Dropbox feature enabled, then you can't add a Dropbox to a calendar event. So what that means is you can't create a Dropbox for the kids to upload their work to when they submit an assignment. So it is worth remembering that. Another thing, for example, your bulletins, which maybe appear down here, those can't exist unless you have the bulletins enabled up here. Okay, so do consider that when you're working on your settings, but that is how to customize your group settings on that top level.